Second line is a key part of that warfighter's kit. It is designed to let a warfighter fight and survive for up to 48 hours. It's also laid around the philosophy of super extended long-term patrols, rural warfare, and extremely long-term sustainment in a generally rural environment. Belt kit is extremely versatile for this reason, as it is one of the greatest load-bearing configurations because of the fact that you can put a ruck on top, all the weight rests on your hips, and it greatly extends the life of your patrol while lightening felt fatigue on the body. This can be used in urban operations, can be used fighting in vehicles, and I found it to be overall the most versatile fighting rig that you can use. Starting at the front are two 1x3 mag pouches with Magpul 30 rounds, standard stuff. I'm using these Smersh Molly mag pouches, so that allows me to have this little pocket on the side and the front, which on my left side, I keep my Nod Pod. It's essentially a 3D printed housing that's waterproof and allows you to store not only CR123s, but also AA's and AAA's. It's all in one place. It's water resistant. That's the reason I like it. I don't put this in my helmet as it doesn't provide enough weight. So I usually keep it on my side here for quick access and battery changes. And in that same pouch, I also have a sharpening stone for my fighting knife and a stripper clip starter for loading mags back at patrol base. General resupply. Just good to have one of these on your kit. These pouches and the rest of my gear is mounted on a British Tactical Molly Hippo belt. These Smersh and generally any other country's belt kit on the market, generally they only have 2 rows of mollies, so they just have this and this. Now the Brits use 3, or you can also order a 4th row of molly, and that allows your pouches on the front here near your hips, especially heavier pouches like your mag pouches, to be much more stable and clean the body way better. I found this belt kit to be way better than Smersh in general, as the Smersh is extremely heavy, has metal elements that rot. It's just not that great of a belt kit in general. A standard yoke on the back like any other belt kit, and it hooks up to 6 attachment points. Now on the front of the yoke right here, I have my Garmin GPS, and that has a Teardown Systems cover and a Teardown Systems strap that Jeremiah himself gifted to me. Extremely nice guy. Check out his company. They're trying to spread the good word. I've yet to test this in the field, but I normally keep that on my right side. Along with that, I'll have a signaling whistle. On my left side, I have a Glock knife. This is the sawback version, so I don't need to carry a folding saw to cut down trees, fortify a fighting position, things like that. This is in a custom Kydex sheath that you can order off eBay. I believe the guy is Ukrainian, and I'll put the link for that down below. Now on the front attachment points here on the harness, I have 2 tourniquet pouches. The reason I went with the standard issue Army full cover tourniquet pouches, this is a long-term sustainment setup, so I didn't want any of those high-speed tourniquet pouches that have the tourniquet sticking out of it, where dirt, water, debris, mud can get all over it, get into the fibers, ruin it, rot it over time. Having them right here on the front doesn't interfere with anything when you go prone. And inside I have 1 cat tourniquet. I usually keep a Sharpie in my tourniquet pouch with it, so you can write, of course, your tea time and date. Coming around my left side here, just past the front magazine pouch, I have a dump pouch, and that's dangling kind of on the lower side of my belt. And this is the way Europeans do it. The British belt kits actually have loops on the bottom that are custom made to dangle your dump pouch. I have it on my left side here. I usually keep it open for quick access. And then this is the Smersh Molly, just a standard little radio pouch. Of course, I have my Motorola here. This is the XTS 2500, and this is the military version, which has built-in, I believe, 25-bit encryption. Somebody will have to correct me on that. But just overall, this is a super robust radio. It's entirely waterproof with waterproof connections, unlike what you're gonna get with Chinese radios. This is the Eagle Industries pop flare pouch, and I have 1 on each side, not only for signaling, but in the winter, if you find yourself in a Jack London type situation where you need to build a fire quickly, these are an indispensable piece of kit. You're never going to be able to not start a fire with these. And of course, I just duct tape the top here, so when it's poking out the bottom, I don't have a bright piece of white material sticking out of my kit. Now coming around, right around to my butt pack, these are the Nalgene water bottle parkas from Outdoor Research, and these are an ultra insulated Nalgene pouch. The reason I went with Nalgenes is because they are half the weight of a USGI canteen. And I can screw on things like the Human Gear Nalgene Plus cap, which has 2 screw points. I can screw from there, and I have my little sippy cup on top, and that allows me to, of course, gather water by unscrewing the bottom cap, not having to do the fumble with iodine, because these top threads haven't touched the dirty water. I have these on a small dummy cord if I want to use them at night. And on top, I took a soldering iron and marked it 2 with 2 dots that I can feel at night and a small patch of glow tape. Don't want to lose these, pretty essential piece of kit. Now under my Nalgene, I have my mess kit, and that's a titanium mess kit. I have a titanium polished spoon screen as well. And I also have a Toaks little slide apart titanium windscreen. I use that in conjunction with either wood I can burn on the bottom, or if I'm in a slightly more austere environment, of course I'm not going to be making a fire, but I also use those trilosine tablets, which are odorless and smokeless. And notice how all this stuff is glow taped as well, so I have no problem finding anything at night. All that fits right back in the pouch snugly. And I also used shot cord on the outside of these pouches to secure them a little bit more, as the outdoor research pouches don't have that good of a MOLLE attachment. This keeps it from moving, shifting around under the weight. Don't tie these too tight if you're going to do these, because of course you're skimping out on the insulation value the tighter you get it. And we're going to come around here to the butt pack. This is a standard USGI 3-day, I think it's called a training pack. MOLLE's in kind of weird. You might have to use zip ties depending on what you're doing. I'll open this up, and of course at the very top I have my quick access to my dry bag, which has clean socks in it. You also want your socks at the top here, easy to access when you're stopping. I will also keep, depending on the season, a couple of warming layers, and my Patagonian Nano Puff, because it fits down so small. It has insane insulated value for the size. That's all that's in this dry bag. Moving down below, this is my small little extension onto my mess kit. And this has things like super glue. I usually keep shoe goo or rubber cement also. Lighter with duct tape wrapped around it. This is something I keep on both my second line and my first line, but anti-diarrheal. Diarrhea will kill you much faster than 24 hours. Some cooking things like oil and soap marked with glow tape as well, so I can see them under low light. A little bit of seasoning, my iodine, and the trilosine tablets. It's in a little Sea to Summit dry bag. I'll also keep some tripwire. It's not only useful for patrol base operations, ambushes, booby traps, rigging, but it's also useful in a survival scenario, as you can use this as snare wire. And this is something I'm experimenting with, but these tiny little 100 packs of glow sticks. These are 10 times cheaper than buying normal glow sticks, and they're great for signaling, building clearing, marking paths. Put them in the back of your helmet, use them as cat eyes. I'm gonna start experimenting with these, but they take up no space, no weight, so just keep them there. One field stripped MRE. Remember, this is a fighting load primarily. Survival, all that takes a backseat, as you generally want this load to be as light as you can, while still meeting your same goals as being able to fight and survive in that austere environment for super extended periods of time. But we are tailored towards a 48-hour expedition. In the bottom, I have a Miltech poncho. I use this as my main shelter, as well as my rain layer. Now, on top is a Temu clone of the Blue Force gear. I think it's called the Pull-Away IFAC. You pull it out of here, and inside I have Quick Clot, an emergency blanket, chest seal, combat wrap, nitrile gloves, and of course that MPA, right? This is the basics of what you'll need, tending to tactical field care, and it's super convenient to put on top of your butt pack. I didn't like it at first, but your ruck rests a little higher on this when you're on patrol. It actually makes it very comfortable. Frees up a lot of space on your belt kit, so having it on top right here, definitely a good idea. Secondary Nalgene, secondary flare pouch. On the other side here, this is the USGI, I believe MOLLE 2 canteen pouch, and I use this with an Eagle Industries NVG insert to house my nods. I have that dummy corded not only onto my device, but through the mounting system. So if your mounting system ever comes off, right, you don't lose an additional piece of hardware. On top of that, I have the Grec X night vision recorder, and that fits snugly in here with that Noise Fighter's arm on top. That's again, the Temu special. Just keep a brush kit also in here. And the reason I like the canteen pouch is it has these super big side pouches. You can put things like your daylight cap, put iodine, batteries in these side pouches, whatever you want. Coming back around to the front, again, 3 more mags, and my front pouch on this side has my camo face paint and my dummy corded compass. I've attached a carabiner onto the side here so I can easily put my gloves and they can dangle there. Whenever I need to quickly access them, change out from my contact gloves to something more warm, just dangle them right here. Keep the back of the yoke clear with nothing molled in, as most of the time you're going to be carrying your ruck. Might experiment further in the future with tubular nylon man-down systems that you can clip in a carabiner, extract a casualty. But for right now, you don't need anything back here. I wouldn't use a camelback. Your standard fighting load is 2 canteens. As long as you have those 2 quarts of water on you, you'll be good in the field.